Still doing it. Was it week 1800? 6 months straight football. Let's go.
45. It's 48.
Oh, my bad, guys. My bad.
You okay?
Nah. Get on me, dog. Come on, let's go. I like it. I like it.
What do you see with his Jason especially?
Man, they're I can't say enough good things about how they play. I mean, their identity shows on film. They have an identity. They play to it, speed, violent. They cause disruption. They do it in all phases. Field goal block, field goal. I mean, they hit. They play fast. They got good players, and they're coached very well. So there's not enough good things I can really say about them. And then Frank's done a great job there, a guy who's been here before, and a lot of respect for what he's done consistently over the years he's been there, even when they weren't good. And now that they are very good, he continues to be very good on special teams.
How do you practice blocking field goals? Do you seem to have a knack?
There's a combination of things schematically you can do, but I think also sometimes you got really good players too, and they know how to, get certain penetration in those A and C gaps and B gaps, and they do a good job of it. And he utilizes that with their scheme and how they play, their play demeanor, and sometimes that's correlation, and they definitely do it consistently on that team.
What's your awareness level of Danico Autry this week?
Very high. He's got 14 blocks in his career on field goal block. So he's done it since in year 12 now, right? So 14 blocks in his career on field goal block. Just say enough right there about how much I'm paying attention to that guy.
What makes him unique, I guess?
He has a knack for it, man. He comes off the ball. He's violent, and some guys just have that natural knack to kind of squeeze through gaps. They got a really good feel for it. He has that feel for it. He did it when he was Tennessee for Vrabel. He's done it throughout his career. He's already got one block this year. The only block they've had on field goal block was from him. So he's done a good job.
Or is he just field goal?
He's not on punt now. He's not.
Jeremy, looking at Andy Porgalis, I'm assuming you were involved in the drafting process with him, looking at kickers. Can you recall something other than he was very talented that you remember watching him, talking to him, something that stuck out for you, like that he would be the guy?
Yeah, I think I said it when we drafted him because people asked me, why draft him, and I said, along from making a lot of kicks, he's his mentality is just like this every time. I said it a lot of times, like he just even killed. Like the moment's never too big or too low for him. So it doesn't matter what game you're in, what practice you're in. He might miss one, but he's just going to be the same guy in the next field goal. You might get one block that we against Miami. He goes and hits a 59-yard on the next one. So there's just nothing's ever too high or too low for him. He listens very well to coaching, very, very cerebral about that and receptive to that. And it's paid off for him, and it'll continue to pay off, I think.
How did you see that though before drafting him, or did you see that?
Yeah, because you go through the draft process. You interview all these guys. You're around them to go, eat a meal with them and his family and or his girlfriend at the time, and you talk to the coaches extensively. So we did our homework, and it was able to do that through that process to understand what kind of guy he was.
Jeremy, no touchbacks on kickoffs last week. Is that a sign of confidence in the kickoff unit, or is that oversimplifying it?
Just schematically, feel like, when you go into games, certain games, depending on how they are on kickoff return or how you're doing on kickoff, and then also like who's their quarterback, right? So if we can, pin him inside the 30-yard line instead of the 35, that helps a lot. This is 5 yards. That 5 yards is 5 yards. So it's just going game by game and just making sure you feel confident that week in your scheme and who you're playing against, and then that's how you're going to attack.
How do you think of C.J. Stroud as a quarterback?
I don't watch a lot of film on that. I stick to special teams, man. I'm 1/3 phase. I focus on special teams. How can I do the best I can? I don't even know the guys. I have no idea.
How valuable is Marcus Jones from a perspective of experience, judgment, decision making?
That's a great question, because like in our game last week, a couple of short punts that he ran up and caught them, and that versus a rookie might peter that and let it roll for an extra 10 yards. That just plays different, especially in these cold games where the balls won't fly as well. If we can gain 10 or 15 yards just by fair catching and running up to get the ball, I mean, getting Drake May the ball in the 50 versus getting Drake May the ball in the 25, that always helps.
How aggressive is Noah West?
Very aggressive. He reminds me a lot of DK at Tennessee. Just one of those guys who's a bigger, longer body type, can break tackles, but he catches and he goes, man. He's got a lot of speed. If he sees an edge, he's going to go, and he's dangerous, man. He's done a really good job. They've done a really good job with him over there as a rookie, being a dual returner, and it's paid dividends for that team.
Darrell Taylor made some plays for the Texans on the kick cover unit. I'm curious, do you see a role for him on special teams as well?
Yeah, as we continue to progress, we just got him. Yesterday was his first day, so we'll continue to progress him. And if there's a role for him, there's going to be a role. For us, it doesn't matter who you are. If you come in here, you're expected to play special teams, and I know he did that with Texans and Seattle as well. So he's a big, long body, physical. He's been in the league for a little bit, so we'll see where he can help us.
Jeremy, what's the process you go through pregame to assess wind and the factor that it might play in the game? And then how do you sort of go through the game and stay on point with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of dialogue between our kicker, our punter, and our snapper right there. We get out there early. We're out there before everyone else is. And, we're just jotting down notes. I'm talking with my assistant and TQ, and we just go through everything. And then we relay that to Stretch and Vrabel. And then we just go and operate throughout the game. And then we'll see how the game plays situationally and things like that. If the wind does pick up, like it did our last game, because there was like no wind pregame, then all of a sudden we started the game, and all of a sudden this windstorm came in. And so we had to really adjust in game how we were going to handle things. And I thought our guys did well.
Over the summer, too, Julian was having a few high snaps. It was kind of a little inconsistent. How have you seen him maybe settle into the game more as the season's gone on?
I think it just comes naturally. I think with experience, like any of us, right, in our own jobs, right, you get more comfortable, or just you go through experiences, good or bad, and you just kind of grow from them. And I think he's kind of grown from those experiences. And there's still up and downs throughout the week, and we got to iron that stuff out, even to practice on Wednesday. If he makes mistakes on Wednesday, hope we can correct it by Thursday, and then by Sunday be ready to go.
Schooler on one of these punts was lined up on the gunner, ran in, came off the edge, almost got to it.
Yeah.
Is that something designed beforehand, or is that a feel site? Go do what you do.
That's all schematically. It's like any other coach. You just find out, things that you can catch on throughout a whole full season of watching their games, and something you might be keyed in on. So that was schematically. And I thought, Schooler operated very well in that situation. And it was good pressure.
All right.
All right, guys. Hope to see you guys next week.